stages.
Yeah, definitely playtesting.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
So here's what we're going to do. We're not going to go live on Facebook. I'll put it on Facebook later. For some reason, the Facebook connection's not working.
Oh, okay.
But we're just going to do this like normal.
Sounds good.
So if you do something horrific...
we can edit. Or leave it in for fun. You know?
Exactly. All right. Before we officially begin, we're right outside Transit Tees in Wicker Park. I do want to say this episode of Car Con Carne presented by C&H Financial Services. Business owners, you're business owners, are you tired of your hard-earned profits going toward paying expensive fees every time your customer pays with a credit or debit card? We're happy to announce our partners at C&H Financial Services have the solution. C&H is the fastest-growing financial services company in Illinois, as recognized by Inc. magazine. And their patented technology allows you to eliminate 100% of the fees associated with accepting credit and debit cards as a form of payment. 100% of the fees. C&H will also upgrade your business to the industry's leading point-of-sale system to streamline every aspect of your business for no cost. That's right, no cost. Visit freeprocessingnow.com or call 855-600-2437, extension 999, and start saving money today. Transit Tees, the men of Transit Tees. Are you ready to do this?
We're ready.
I think so.
You've been ready. You've been very patient as we've been wrestling with some technical issues. Transit Tees. I have here Tom and Tim from Transit Tees. We're outside the Wicker Park location, 1371 Milwaukee, right by Reckless, literally like 2 doors down. What is Transit Tees?
So Transit Tees is a gift shop. We're inspired by Chicago themes.
This is the most Chicago place in Chicago.
I appreciate that. Yeah, we definitely don't have a basic attempt at things. We take the flag, we deconstruct it, we distress it. We may have things with just a single star on it. It's all inspired by Chicago. Chicago's a huge audience. There's like 7 million people in the city. So we love to live here, but also interact with our environment, see things like the city seal, train stops. We're very inspired by this Chicago Transit Authority. So stops on the train elements. And we take that, we sort of reconfigure it into our own unique design, and then we present it on gift items.
Which are highly collectible and highly desirable. In fact, I'll have you know, on my Christmas wish list, I have the zip front hoodie with the Chicago flag. I requested that of my family.
Very cool.
So if you sent one out north, it might be...
It'll be coming to you. Yeah.
I love it. I mean, walking through...
They're super comfortable.
The enamel pins are really cool. You did Chance the Snapper?
Chance the Snapper ornament. So we have a laser cutter this year, and that's
sweet.
A unique aspect too, where we make about 95% of everything you see in there. We've designed it in the studio. Tom is our art director. He's one of the lead graphic guys that help put all of our art together. And then 90% of everything you see is actually made in our studios. So we have button makers, laser cutters. We have 4 printing presses.
Are you serious?
So yeah, we can really control quality. Also, we can experiment. Like we can go over the edges of things. We are fearless in our work.
So we're here. It's the Wednesday night before Christmas. Christmas is a week away. Things are humming here. Things are busy.
It's amazing.
Hey, this seems like a very niche type of concept, but it really struck a chord with Chicago, and certainly being in Wicker Park, right place. But you're not just in Wicker Park.
Yeah, we have a store in Andersonville. Our online presence has really accelerated this year, and I think that people connect with the product. This is made for those 7 million people that live here, also people that explore a city. So we, on the weekends in the stores, we could easily have 60% of our people coming from Europe.
I believe that, yeah.
Yeah, and they're using the subway system. So they see the maps and how they work. So when they get to the store and they see our interpretation of the train or little decals or red line pint glasses, I've seen that visual somewhere in the city. And so that's another connection that we appeal to.
And as people who've spent a lot of time interpreting, presenting the CTA lines, can we all agree that the yellow line makes no sense? Why doesn't it just start at Dempster Street and go all the way downtown?
It's a fun one. It used to have 2 stops, the beginning and the end.
Right.
They added a middle.
The middle one at Oakton, which almost doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
You're on the train for like 5 minutes.
I can tell you, people that come in the store looking for yellow line, they're very adamant about finding yellow line items. So we have a yellow line pint.
People are very excited when they find yellow line merchandise.
Little yellow line shot glass with a Skokie Swift bird on it, and they get a kick out of it. I guess there's a museum on the end of the yellow line, a transit yellow line museum, something.
There's a Starbucks there.
Maybe that's what it is.
There's a Starbucks and a Dunkin' Donuts. Yeah, a Target.
So it's nice to carry all 8 colors. Makes for really fun sets of things.
Yellow line's kind of like the hipster choice, right? Because red line's the big mainstream one.
Red line's big, blue line's big. A lot of people taking that to work and living on those lines.
So I want to. We got food tonight from the Delta. The Delta on North Avenue was gracious enough to provide us food. I want to bust that open, but I don't want to ruin what's in your lap,
Sure.
which sounds weird. In addition to all this cool merch, these wearables, these posters, these highly frameable things, you make games.
Yes. So
Let's hold this the lid up to that camera right there.
All right. Let's see. Here we
There we
go. So this is our latest game. Last year we developed Loop, the elevated card game.
Yeah, last year's game was Loop, yes.
Yeah, and it was highly successful. We had a lot of fun with it. So we really went for it this year and decided to delve into the board game arena.
And this is L, the Chicago Transit Adventure.
Yeah, so there you go. And Tom designed this. He's amazing artist, and he's a gamer too. So you want to talk about how much fun you had with it?
Yeah, so, like we said last year, we developed Loop, which was just a card game, and that's basically the first game I really developed, but we took, like, Uno or Crazy Eights as a starting
Right, because when I looked at it, I thought, oh, this is like Uno.
Yeah, well,
the
card game is very much so. So you're just matching line colors and station names and that kind of thing, and then there are, like, events that happen as you play the game, and it's a very fast-playing game, and it did really well, so... earlier this year, we decided we wanted to try something a little more adventurous, a little more difficult, and so
This is ambitious.
Yeah, definitely,
oh
I think
gosh.
so. We wanted to do something that involved the entire transit system in Chicago, not just
I can't
the
even open the
stations
game
around
board in here,
Loop.
guys.
Yeah, it's
we need like
full-size game board.
we need a big ass SUV to do this, but this is. All right, so these are all the train lines.
Yeah, it's the whole Chicago CTA system in there.
So, explain the object of the game. Is it to get from one side of the system to the other?
Sort of. So what happens is everybody gets dealt a hand of destination cards, and you have to visit all of the cards in your hand, every station in your hand, and then get back to State and Lake before anybody else to win the game.
So you could be way the hell out on the pink line and then the yellow line, and then you have to somehow make it down to the loop.
Yeah, you could be going all the way over the city. But then
I'm stressed out thinking about that.
Yeah, it's a little intense. It's definitely like a pathfinding game.
Actually, one of my favorite cards is O'Hare. So you have to make it to O'Hare. Now, when you get there, you get to change spots with anyone else on the board game.
Nice.
So there's some really fun.
Every time you reach a destination, there's some kind of effect or action on the card that you play. And so, for instance, from O'Hare, it's like you get to switch spots with another player.
So you got someone at Jackson, you're going to swap with them.
Right.
Oh, look at this. Oh, my gosh. The tokens are the CTA tokens of old. I can't. I almost just went full millennial. I can't even with you. This is amazing.
Yeah. So these were really fun, detailed part to include in the game.
I'm glad I'm wearing my glasses.
You can use tokens to transfer from trains to buses. Buses can help you fast track your way across town.
This is so much better than like a shoe and an iron.
Isn't it fun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how long does it take to play a game like this?
Depending on how many people you have, I'd say it's about 30 minutes to an hour.
That's perfect.
It supports up to 8 players because there are 8 train lines. So show them the train pieces there.
Yeah, so we have all the 8 different color train pieces. They're really fun, and
there's a
nice
lot of detail,
yeah.
a lot of detail and thought put into this.
And some of these parts we make right in our studio.
That's
so
cool.
we did all the prototypes in house. The board game was also manufactured in Battle Creek, Michigan. So we're really happy to keep that in a local arena.
All right, so I'm reading. This is a
condition
card, not a destination. Pigeon swarm. Somebody dropped a whole bag of popcorn on the platform, and the pigeons are going wild. Players may not make transfers in the loop this round. So if you're close, you're circling in on your final destination. This card's going to thwart you.
It could definitely. So every round, once per round, a new condition card gets turned up.
That's cool.
Welcome to Chicago. All right,
Yeah.
so here's another condition card. Fell asleep on train. Players must immediately travel to the station at the end of the train. Oh, this one sucks. Players must immediately travel to the station at the end of the train line they're currently on. If the line has multiple ends, they may choose either.
Now, it might suck, but if you happen to be going that way anyway, because you've got to get to a station way at the end, could be good.
Could be good. Okay.
So there's fun conditions that affect play. It's a strategy game. The nice thing about it is as you play, everyone playing feels like you're going to win. So everyone's in the game. You can, especially near the end, you can start to put station renovations in front of people, so you can close.
Oh, construction even carries through to your game.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
You're cruel.
And that is really fun when everyone starts ganging up on the leader to.
yeah. Once everybody
thwart
kind of
them.
gets an idea of where you're going, it's easy for them to start getting in your way.
This is the only time I caught the holiday train. All aboard for holiday spirit. If you travel on a train line that matches the color of your pawn at any time during your turn, gain 2 movement points.
So that's
This
kind
is-
of nice. You can really utilize these.
How long did I mean? You did the loop game last year. This game this year. This seems like something that would take a long time, just to kind of concept out and then building it out. The actual physical manifestation of the pieces and the cards. It seems like more than just a year effort.
Well, definitely the most time-consuming part of the process is just playtesting. So when we first started, we just had just like the regular map of the CTA system, and we were just using whatever kind of pieces we had around the office, and just kind of fooling around and seeing what worked. And we were also trying out other sort of like train and transit games to see what we liked about them and what we didn't like, and just kind of borrowing some elements and cutting some others, and then adding some of our own new ideas, like the condition cards kind of are something that we didn't really encounter in any other game. But then, we probably spent maybe the first 3 or 4 months of the year just kind of getting a basic idea for what the rules are going to be. And then after that, it's just playtesting for months. And then finally, it's getting to the final design of the game and sourcing manufacturing.
This seems like the kind of thing. Sure, we here would love to play this, but this seems like a home run for expats, like parents who have kids at school. This seems like the kind of thing they would send to their kids, or even just for people who move to another city who miss.
Yeah, we hear that a lot. A lot of people come in the stores to purchase things to send to their friends that had moved away. They'll send it to people they want to move to Chicago, so they try to entice them with all the attractions that Chicago has to offer.
Right here, learn all about it. Here's a box.
Yeah, it's cool. The stops all have different destinations on them, attractions. So when you get to that stop, you can collect the attractions and do combinations to get extra perks.
So here's the Garfield Park Conservatory. All players replenish tokens up to 3. Do not discard tokens if you have more than 3. Visit Garfield Park Conservatory, which is a lovely place, but not
Isn't that nice?
yeah.
It's right on the stop.
O'Hara switched places with another player. You warned me about that one.
Yeah. So it's kind of fun. You get to learn about all the attractions in the city that use the CTA.
Here, can I hold up
for.
a card to the camera?
Yeah.
Here's Oak Park.
And
Visit Ernest Hemingway's birthplace. You didn't go for a Frank Lloyd Wright destination, which would have been the obvious choice.
We
Yeah.
actually, there is on the
Is there another
Harlem and
Oak
Lake
Park?
card
Okay.
is the Frank Lloyd Wright houses.
So there were a couple opportunities there on the different lines. And the one thing that makes this sort of a unique game too.
I just put this together. This is a fair
Yeah.
card.
Yep. Is that there are places you can go on the train. There's times you only want to take it. Say you want to go see the St. Patrick's Day Parade or them turning the river green. You don't want to drive downtown.
Nope.
It's a lot more economical. Jump on a train, get down there. I think we've all done a lot of these destinations. And that's part of why I think the game is connecting with so many people is because we use it. It's a really practical form of transportation.
You made a game out of our lives.
Yeah. And all you have to do is just step back for a minute and realize that this is a major system. Like a lot of cities in the U.S. don't have anything
Nothing
near.
close.
Yeah.
Nothing close.
So it's the second highest ridership.
For sure. I mean, we can kick on the CTA for any number of reasons, but
Yeah.
our infrastructure kicks ass.
Yeah,
I mean, it makes it so you can live in Rogers Park and be downtown
Yeah.
without issue in no time.
It's pretty amazing.
All right, so let's put the game away. I've been sitting with this food.
Yeah,
I
it
feel like I
smells
picked it up. I picked it up for you guys from the Delta, again on North Avenue. It's like North and Wood. I've been sitting with it for a while because it took me a little bit to park here because so many people are going to Transit Tees tonight in Milwaukee. I had a hard time finding parking. It's a blessing and curse.
Yeah, it is. It's the busy time of year. We'll do about 3 months of revenue in this month, and the board games really accelerated it, which is nice because we get to expose all of our different gift items.
Yeah, this is the kind of place. This is a be careful with your money place because you come in for the game. You're like, well, sure, I could use a pair of socks with the Chicago flag on it, and oh, that's a cool T-shirt. Oh, I don't have a mug.
Yeah.
Like you're dangerous. Like every corner has a peril waiting behind it.
We've been lucky and consistent and focused. So having that Chicago and transit theme means if you like one thing, you're probably going to like almost everything in the store.
This place is Chicago AF, as the kids say.
Nice.
All right, let's put the game on the dash. You put in your orders earlier.
Yeah.
I got from the Delta, which by the way, hip little place. I got the frites served animal style. Mm-hmm. Right?
Nice.
And I also got the fried green tomatoes. Is that right? I brought the menu because I knew I'd screw this up. They have fried green tomatoes or something. I don't think that's the exact name. Something like that. That sounded good. What do you guys get? Do you even remember?
Some tamales,
Yeah.
Because that's one of their signature items.
I got the Red Hots. I also got some Hush Puppies, and I'm going to try those ribs.
All right, so the Red Hots, spicy beef brisket, and Kush in bundles of 3. What's Kush? Sounds like a pot term, right?
No. Yeah?
Maybe it is. All right.
We'll see. I'm just gonna break
start.
it out.
Yeah.
They're not labeled or anything, so
This will
we're just
not
gonna
be.
see what they are.
This is never a pretty process. This is never a genteel process. The dishing out of food in the car.
All right, here we go. That's definitely some ribs. If anybody wants to try one of them.
Oh my gosh.
Please tell me there are napkins in there. Please tell me there are napkins in there.
Some wet wipes.
See here. No, there are sure not.
All right, hang on. Move the ribs. I'm going to move
Yes.
my shoulder back.
We can do this maybe.
I'm not being fresh with you. I think,
All right. We can actually probably run and grab some.
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, this
here you go.
is a Car Con Carne pro tip.
Yes.
Always carry baby wipes in the car. All right, so the ribs are no longer an issue, thanks to
All right.
Huggies.
So yeah, let me just grab one.
Oh
of
wait,
them.
wait.
look
Oh,
amazing.
hold those up.
Yeah, they look real good.
Those smell.
Yeah. It's like a hoisin.
Yes.
Kinda,
Yeah, it's definitely they were Chinese style ribs. They said.
Wow.
little jalapeno.
So
Yeah,
let's
it looks
see
like there
here.
might be a little heat on that.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep going here.
Those look a little dangerous from a like hand food perspective.
We got a buffet going here. Okay, let's
Again,
see
thanks to the Delta on North Avenue. We're right outside Transit Tees. This is what they call a reset in
Here's
radio.
your animal style fries
Holy
right there.
crap. Please help yourself, gentlemen.
Almost like a Putin.
Yeah, exactly. Vladimir Putin. Oh, I don't even know what's on this. Looks like onions.
A sauce, some sort of.
Definitely a sauce.
Let's see. This is some kind of tamale. By the look
Oh,
of it.
wow.
Want to try fry?
Yes, I do.
Oh my goodness. Animal style means a little heat too. A little punch on those fries.
This is almost like an open-faced tamale.
There's a tamale under there, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah, there's one in there. Yeah, that's real good.
Ingredients on top.
Oh my goodness.
So is this your dinner?
Yeah. See, you got to understand, I'm of an advanced age now, so Car Con Carne has basically become my social life. For one night a week, I know that I'm going to talk to interesting people and have a decent meal. It's the one time a week I'm guaranteed of that.
Got another one of those same kind of tamales here, but let me see what else we got.
Chicago's such a good foodie town.
Oh my God.
Let's see here. This might be fried green tomatoes, I think. Possibly.
Oh my gosh. Please tell me there's silverware in there.
Sure, there sure isn't.
Really?
Nope.
Okay.
Let's see here.
Okay. This is
You gotta put your face in that one, I think.
Yes.
Now,
I
here's
may
some
have
hush
some
puppies
napkins.
if you want something a little easier to get hold
No,
of.
I don't have actual regular napkins. All right, this is going to be an adventure. This is, thank goodness for
We
Huggies.
could go commandeer some forks.
No?
These ribs are amazing.
We're gonna tough this out. We're gonna.
I'll trade you here.
Hush puppies.
Yeah,
In fact,
they're good.
we may wrap
got
up the interview soon, just so we can completely animalize this food without the watchful eye of the camera. Oh my gosh. Okay.
It's really nice, like caramelized.
Yes. Fried green tomato. Now it's hand food.
All right, got one more box down here.
Oh my god.
I'm guessing this is this must be the red hot tamale. It's the only one we haven't seen yet, and it is. It's a very heavy box. I'll tell you.
There's heat on everything, which I like. I like spicy food.
Did you get to travel around all over the city?
Okay, here we go.
This one, city
boy,
and
that one
suburbs.
smells great.
There's some really wonderful heat on here. So the fried green tomatoes have, looks like caramelized onions. It's almost like a corn slaw. Some cilantro, some cherry tomatoes, and a sauce, which is spicy, like a spicy remoulade. These are fantastic. And the batter is really perfect. It's light and airy. There we go, first bill of the night. If you had James on your bingo card, you can cross that off for first bill. Oh my goodness. All right, so let's go back to you and the store. You started this place a couple years ago, Transit Tees. Seems to me like kind of a risky venture. Like a risky thing to go all in on. Because it is so specific. It is such a niche. I would say niche. Were you surprised by how well it did and how quickly it did?
Yeah, when we first started, we were trying all different themes. We had a theme based on currencies from all over the world, stamps. We had some Chicago themes, a little bit of subway themes, and one thing we realized when we focused in on just Chicago and transit, that's when people were connecting more with us.
That was it, yeah.
Yeah, and so we saw our sales go up quite a bit, and we realized, like, oh, wait a minute, this is the train we want to get on.
So to speak.
Yeah.
And was it word of mouth driving you?
It was, and we do a lot of festivals. So we'll do, let's see, last year I think we hit 17 festivals.
Oh my gosh.
And so that is also a form of marketing. So we're out on the street. It's a great revenue for us too, because we're selling our product, but then we're informing the public about who we are.
So all summer, that's your crazy time.
Yeah, summer's packed, and there's so many festivals in the city. There's
Right.
usually,
Every weekend.
yeah, there could be 3 on a weekend. We did do a couple double festivals last year. That kind of almost killed us.
Right?
Yeah, so we just stick with the big ones. We love Wicker Park Fest.
Sure.
We actually do all of the graphics for Wicker Park Fest. So the stage banners, all
I
the
didn't know that.
signs, the advertising, the web banners.
So you are
And-
thoroughly ingrained in this community.
Oh, yeah, it's great. I volunteer with the Chamber of Commerce. So I did it. I started this whole thing to remember to go to Wicker Park Fest. I said, if I volunteer and do some work, I'll remember to go that weekend. And it ended up being a real passion for us. We opened the store in Wicker Park Fest. It'll be just over 7 years. And it was the best thing that ever happened to us, because we had been doing festivals for about 5 years previous to that.
Mm-hmm.
But we never had that storefront for people to go to after the fest. And it really seemed to solidify the brand.
No, thank you.
And we just worked really hard to make sure everything in the store is our brand now, which is very unusual. Like to go in a store and have almost every product in there created by that store.
Yeah, I agree.
So it's been a real challenge, and but it's worth it. Like I get up every day thinking about what I want to do that day. We have a new laser cutter, and Tom's been cutting a lot of ornaments.
Which sounds really cool.
And it's the biggest toy you can ever have.
Wait, you have all that stuff here in
We
Milwaukee?
do. Yeah, we have a working studio in the back.
Because
So-
you have a pretty big space.
It's huge. It goes back further and further. There's a garage, and so we love this space. I love all the exposed brick, and I love this neighborhood.
I do too. This part of Wicker Park especially.
Yeah, this is. It took a little while to fill in this section, but now all the way from North Avenue on Milwaukee to Division, it's just full of people.
It's happening. You got it. Emporium right
Yeah.
across the street.
Yeah, and Filter used to be next door. That was a great coffee shop. New places are coming in all the
Yeah.
time. We actually were so busy with shipping that we rented the building next to ours.
I was going to ask
handle all
what
of
the association
production.
was. Okay, that makes sense.
So that was a great opportunity to do a little pop-up shipping center, using our own Wi-Fi and everything to process everything. We finished processing everything today.
Like, did you have to? Wow, congrats!
Yeah, it was a wild ride.
Did you have to get a lot of seasonal help, or is it just you guys grinding?
We brought in about 7 additional people. We had yesterday. I think we had 24 people on staff.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, just trying to process the orders.
See, this is one of the reasons I wanted to have you guys on. I want to support local business, and here's a business that is pumping pumping money back into the community.
Yeah.
I love that.
These are all friends that come. In the summertime, our garage is full of bikes because everyone bikes to work.
Yeah.
We have bike-themed items, too, so we all love biking, but
Although
I love the
biking
local aspect.
on Milwaukee is kind of murderous, isn't it?
Yeah, I call it the gauntlet. It's super risky. We do have the 606 trail near us. So the nice thing is
But if you want to get downtown, like this is the way to go.
Yeah,
it can be a little precarious.
Yeah, it's a tricky one. I know they're turning more of Milwaukee into bike lanes, and we'll see how that evolves, and hopefully turns the neighborhood into just a super livable section of town.
All right, so we're recording this a week before Christmas. By the time I get the audio up, it'll probably be Friday or Saturday. Too late for shipping, but people can come here. What are your hours up until Christmas Day?
Yeah, so starting Friday, December 20th, and all the way through Monday, we'll be open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. So we're open for 12 hours every day leading up to it. Christmas Eve, we're open 9 in the morning till 5 p.m. and then we'll be closed on Christmas Day.
And then forever hold your peace.
Oh my gosh, it's been amazing. This is a time of year that we plan for. You know, we started in January talking about new products. So this year we slated 140 new products for the store, and it sounds like a lot, but some of it could be 6 new greeting cards.
That still sounds like a lot. Got to be honest.
Yeah, it could be a dozen new magnets. T-shirts are always on our radar. This is where we started.
Yeah.
And so it gets that 140 new items gets taken up very quickly, but it takes all the way pretty much to October to complete them and launch them.
Now, if you were to branch out to the suburbs, would you do Metro products?
People have been asking for Metro. Yeah, I don't. Is there a lot of love in the Metro system?
I don't know. I don't even know if there's a lot of love in the CTA system, but it's such a part of people's lives that it's part of their identity. I don't think Metro is not part of people's identity the way the red line is or the blue line over here. I mean, it's part of being a Chicagoan. It's a cultural thing.
Yeah, someone did bring a Metro card today in, and she was showing me, and she didn't know what the old transit card looked like. And we sell magnets that look like the old transit card.
You sell magnets that look like parking tickets.
Yeah,
which are amazing.
Tickets. If you live here, you will recognize that from about a block away.
Well, no doubt. Just like it's on your windshield, you'd recognize it from a block away.
And people will definitely buy that for their friends that are notorious.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So looking ahead to next year, are you in this groove now? Have you kind of painted yourself in a corner where you've got to do a game every year?
I love that we're growing that. We have a puzzle. We have the card game, now the board game. We have other card games we want to look into, and a dice game.
Okay.
It's based on rolling all the elements of the Chicago flag. So the flag.
Do you know what all the stars stand for?
Yeah, it's amazing that there's so much
Pop
detail.
quiz.
It's kind of a quiz. Kind of a quiz.
All right. First star is Fort Dearborn. Second star is the Great Chicago Fire. The third star is the first World's Fair in Chicago in 1893. Was it? And then the last one is the 1933 World's Fair in Chicago.
Well done. I have long since forgotten all that. Like now that you say that,
There's tricky ones.
Yes, it's all coming back to me.
If you want to get super pedantic about it, each point on every star also represents something, but I have no idea what those all are.
Yeah, so we're not going to get super pedantic. No.
Yeah.
No.
All right, so a lot of stuff going on. If people, let's say, are out of town watching or listening to this, and they want to order something for themselves for the new year, they want to get their hands on the L game. What's the web address?
Yeah, go to transittees.com, and that's transittees.com.
You should do a tea.
Like a T-shirt? Or?
No, like a tea that you dip in hot water and
I love
you
it.
infuse.
We're trying to figure
It's
out
a
how we're
homophone.
going to top the board game, and we talked about doing a cereal, a box of cereal with token oats.
I was going to say Battle Creek, Michigan.
Yeah, that's
where right.
Yeah, I used to
One-stop shopping for you guys.
I used to work on all the packaging for Kellogg's, so my
There it
mind
is.
goes to products like that. We have to figure out the next big trend, and have fun with it.
Well, Chance the Snapper was a gift, right? And
It was amazing. I'm so glad Tom drew that, drew the art for it. We have a little inset red bow tie on him because at his press release he wore a red bow tie, and that is
it's amazing.
How many are we cutting of those? How many we make?
I think Chris was saying we've already sold like 90 of them.
Yeah.
And we're just pumping them out.
And we're making those, cutting those out one at a time, assembling them. And people, again, when they see it, they recognize it. It brings a little warmth to their heart. Because that was a moment in Chicago when everybody just forgot about
Yes.
all the big problems in the world and just kind of giggled about this alligator pee.
It was such a wonderful moment in time
Yeah.
and you would see people on social media say, well, with all the important stuff going on in the world, why are we so focused on this? That's exactly why.
was a
As the
nice
world's
distraction.
blowing up around us, this was something we could rally around that was totally benign,
Yeah.
totally innocent, and it was local, and it made perfect sense to me.
And that was in Humboldt Park, Wicker Park, where the store is close by, and so we're getting a lot of recognition and everything. But even our Andersonville location, people are connecting to it. So I think the whole city was engaged in that event.
All right, it looks like you're closing up shop as we're recording. I do want to thank C&H Financial Services for sponsoring the show. I want to thank the Delta. We're going to keep eating off camera because you don't want to see us eat the food. But we agree that so far it's delicious. Yes.
Yeah.
amazing.
Oh my gosh! So thank you to the Delta. Thank you guys. This is about as local as it gets. Transit Tees, Andersonville, right here in Wicker Park. I love what you're doing. Thanks for hanging out in my car and being so patient as we got everything organized.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to stop the recording.